Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm Overexplained. There have been a few updates since the last time I recorded. We are currently on update 1.4, where we've got a whole lot of new stuff, including this new race of frog people. Really excited to check it out. Let's go ahead and jump into my ATS Overexplained profile. There's also fishing, apparently. I know nothing about any of this, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, that's right. We were making our way towards this lead seal. We only have 12 fragments, and we need 12, so that should be just fine. I think we're going to jump into this Scarlet Orchard here, and I think for the very first time, we are going to jump up to Prestige 1, which means more reputation is required, and the orders are harder. Once you start going into the Prestige levels, things can start to get pretty tough pretty fast. But, for now, we'll go ahead and pick up extra people. I was kind of hoping for a caravan that had frog people in it, but maybe we'll do that in a future video. We'll go ahead and also start out with some stone, some extra wood, and since we're using beavers and humans, we'll start with some extra vegetables. Let's go. So, looking at the effects, obviously, Royal Archaeologists, I believe we've done something like this before. Buried Mysteries, Prestigious Expedition. You need 4 additional reputation points to win. And as you can see here at the bottom, our reputation bar looks very different, though the impatience bar looks exactly the same. Here, these blue diamonds are where we will gain new blueprints, so we will not gain those every single time we gain a reputation. And these red ones are for the Forsaken Altar, which is a new building that we get, and in fact, let's talk about that right now. Prestige is a special difficulty scaling system that offers increasing challenges and rewards. There are a total of 20 levels of Prestige in Against the Storm, and in order to reach the next rungs on the difficulty ladder, you must first win at least one game at a lower level, which is why we only had Prestige 1 available. Each Prestige level adds one new negative effect to the pool of modifiers with which you start the game. This means that by reaching Prestige 20, you will face as many as 20 negative modifiers, plus all the variables resulting from non-prestige difficulty levels, such as storm length, hostility multipliers, etc. To help you in this extremely difficult endeavor, you have a special new building at your disposal, the Forsaken Altar. With it, you can buy extremely powerful Stormforged versions of cornerstones, as well as upgrade some of your already owned perks to this mythical rarity. To use the Forsaken Altar, you must first earn enough reputation points. The points with thresholds that activate the Forsaken Altar are indicated on the reputation bar by small red dots. Once you have reached the appropriate threshold, you still have to wait for the storm to start, as the creature that inhabits the altar will not want to come out in any other season. Once all of the above conditions are met, you will finally be able to use the altar. Every altar activation allows you to select one of 3 Stormforged cornerstones. You can only choose one of them, and you must pay for it with Citadel resources and the lives of some of your subjects. Note that some cornerstones are cheaper than others because you are not buying them, but rather upgrading a perk you already possess. The text on the purchase button will change to upgrade in that case. And then second, let's learn a little bit about fishing. Fishing is similar to gathering, but is considered a separate resource acquiring method, especially when considering perks and orders, much like mining and farming. To start fishing, you need a fishing hut, a small version is always available, and a pond, which can be found in glades. Place the fishing hut near the pond and assign workers, as usual, pretty normal stuff. Unlike regular resource gatherers, fishermen catch fish and algae in nets at the pond. They only transport resources to the warehouse once the entire pond is depleted. Resources in nets can't be used for production or consumption until they are moved to the warehouse. If you need the resources sooner, you can deplete the pond by selecting it and using the Retrieve Nets button. Ground bait can double the yield from fishing. To use bait, select the fishing hut and choose one of these 3 options. None, where no bait is used. Optional, where bait is used if available. and only with bait where they only fish if bait is available. Ground bait is made from packs of crops at the fishing hut. Fishermen take it from your warehouse, convert it into bait, and then use it at the pond. One piece of bait boosts one production cycle at the pond. So we've got two sort of new things that we're doing today. One is we're messing with Prestige 1, and the second is we're going to try out this fishing thing if we find any ponds for it. We might not. We'll see. So as usual, I always like to drop a couple of houses, a couple of woodcutter camps. Oh, we are starting with a pond right here. Very nice. We'll start cutting. I'm not too worried about cutting in super fast. And we'll start cutting back here because I kind of eventually want to head to this Forsaken, or this Forbidden Glade, not Forsaken. As I said, been a while since I've made one of these videos, so I suspect it's going to take me a little bit of time to get back in the swing of things. Let's take a look at our starting Foragers Camp, Plantation, Monastery, Guild House. Nothing that really benefits me immediately, so there's no sense in choosing right away. We'll also go ahead and drop a trading post as usual. We'll put a park back here as well. Now you'll notice that I'm in the habit of whenever I assign people to a task, I tend to pause when I do that. You don't have to, but it helps me. We've learned a lot about how trading can be very powerful, so I'm going to go ahead and grab peasant supplies to get 3 packs of provisions every time I get a new villager. And then we should be able to build... It's under resource gathering, right? Small fishing hut. Let's go ahead and see how this works. We're going to drop a small fishing hut right there next to the pond. Extend this path a little bit. New orders. Parts are always super useful. So as long as I find a geyser, I should be able to make that geyser pump pretty easy. Completing 4 trade routes is going to be simple, hopefully, since I have the packs of provisions coming in. And then we'll also, keep Beaver Resolve above 20 for parts, which is nice. Both of these are good. I'm going to go with the guilds. Okay, so how does this work? Fish, scales, and algae. Fish is a food source. Scales can be used for crafting, and so can algae. And then for every pack of crops, we can get 5 ground bait. Just gonna drop 1 fox in there. He's setting some nets, it looks like. And we have a big pond here. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be doing a lot of fishing this time around. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to avoid glades while I'm working on this other thing. Always nice to start out with some sea marrow and some copper. Go ahead and rebuild that. We need a forager camp, which luckily we did have right there at the beginning. Lumber mill is always very useful. I feel like either the bakery or the brewery is going to be useful since we have access to easy grain. We'll go ahead and pick the brewery. Now, what are you? 60 hostility every 60 seconds. Because we don't have the amber or the provisions. So it looks like we're going to burn this thing down. Bowl of paste. Definitely some new stuff that I haven't seen before. Now, do I really want to set up a whole Stonecutter's camp just for one node of sea marrow? Probably not. Oh, interesting. So wait a second. Okay, so we do have someone here who's gathering stuff. And again, it looks like we're not gaining any of this stuff yet. Is that right? Still figuring out how this works. Drop the forager camp over here. And we're just going to let this sit while we ride out the first storm. Almost done here. We should get there before the storm comes. Just in time too, because once the storm happens, that extra hostility would have been rough. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and fire all of our woodworkers. We'll put one back in because that keeps us at 0 hostility. And then what's everyone else going to do? Can I move you? I can. But I'm definitely missing out on some of this real estate here. I think that's the best we're going to be able to do for now. Get a couple of people in there. Get a couple of people in there. Get a couple of people in there. Just once again to ride out the storm. In fact, do I have what it takes to start digging this up? I do have enough stone. So we'll go ahead and break that open too. Gonna pull one guy so that he can work as a builder. Finish up that house. Put him right back. Gain 1 reputation point every time you sell goods worth 60 amber, but fulfilling orders awards less. So if I'm going for a trading game, Trade Hub is excellent. Bonus wood production, but harvesting and planting are slower. Newcomers come quicker and bring extra stuff. I think we're going to go with Trade Hub this time around, because I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of trading. And now we're going to go ahead break into this other glade. We got Farlif, but we don't really have... Oh, we do have plenty of ancient tablets, though. So if there's anything that he's got that we really need... Boots. That's also new. So now we have coats and boots. The complexity in this game is definitely going up. Okay, so we've got this Totem of Denial that increases global resolve. We don't have anything at the moment. So what do we need? Tea or wine or scrolls? Looks like you don't... I don't think you have anything that would allow me to perform the ritual. But you do have some of the stuff that I could use to burn it down. So I guess that's what we're doing.
Here.
Again, at the beginning, I pretty much just take any trade routes I can get. Go ahead and drop the brewery in here. Discover 2 glades at an interval of 150 seconds. That should be pretty easy. It just means we have to be a little bit careful about how we open our next couple of glades. So I think the next one we're going to do is right here. But we're going to stick to avoid glades for the time being. Do I have any other beavers around that I can pull?
Telorin. Kishali Kanikalo.
And again, we're going to avoid glades. And now it's worth building a stonecutter camp because we have both stone and sea marrow over here. I think I may have put path over some of that fertile ground, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so we definitely want to get that staff, but we are kind of low on people at the moment. Sell some stone, sell some fiber. That'll get us to 3 trade routes. We are at 15 out of 20 on beaver resolve, so if we favor them, that should get us to the 20 we need. Don't forget to use favoring if you have an order that requires resolve. Boom, done. We'll get some people, we'll get some roots, we'll get some parts. And now we can use those to fill in some blanks.
Yeah.
You're a tool shop, which actually, since we have... So again, one of the things to remember in this game is that you're always seeking to make chains, right? Basic resource into advanced resource, into product, into service. So with this tool shop here, I have to be thinking, okay, how can I make tools? Well, I've got a copper area over here. Also, I should probably start working on my tier 2 materials pretty quick. So we should have a mine around here somewhere. Have I not gotten the mine yet? Okay, I haven't gotten the mine yet. That's good to know. Instead, we're going to go ahead and drop the archaeologist office. And none of these are going to be able to be finished yet because I need my tier 2 materials, but I am working on that as we speak. Drop a crude workstation. Go ahead and fire all of our woodworkers again and start filling in some blanks. You've already got fully staffed. Go ahead and drop a couple of folks in here. I always try to limit the production of the crude workstation because it is extremely inefficient. Foxes are having a bit of trouble, but I think we're going to be okay. Never mind, they're back up to 1. Okay, we've got our trade routes done, so we'll get a couple more people in. A smooth pace, no chewing required. Liked by harpies and probably the new race. Go ahead and sell that. We've got barrels, we've got grain coming in. We're not going to start making packs of crops just yet. Though again, once we do, we'll be able to fish a little bit more efficiently. We'll grab Hidden Reward to get some more money in the form of ancient tablets. We're going to set you both to fell all trees, so we should be able to discover those two nice and quick. And in fact, always try to put beavers into the woodcutters' camps whenever possible. We need more foxes, otherwise I'd be able to push the fox resolve. Although it would only be +5, so that would only get me to 17 anyway. We've got our first geyser, so let's start there. Also, not a thing that I can build yet. I'm not used to playing on this this particular account any longer. It's fine. We'll grab the bakery. Put you right up next to the main warehouse. What do we have here? Decreases hostility, or we can get grain and porridge. Also, it gives us plus 300 hostility. I think I'm just going to go ahead and burn it down.
Słuchał mej na koli.
Then over here we have berries. I always try to tame these whenever I can, because the 5 insects per minute is super good for food. Do I have foxes available for this?
Bella tulla.
Yes, I do.
Kaloala.
Always go with foxes on these scouting missions if you can, because they do it faster. 3.5 minutes. Let's go. We got more people, we got some tools. We're making our tier 2 materials. We've got 41 amber to work with. We'll definitely go with mold supply. And long-term contract. Three more minutes, should be plenty of time. We're not really doing anything with this copper, and we've got lots and lots of packs of provisions to work with. So we're going to be really focusing on trade as much as possible. Go with income tax. We'll go with religious rights. I don't know that we need the extra people right now. Now, we need to be on the lookout for a building that lets us actually consume this ale, because you have to have a tavern or something similar to do that. The fact that I've got 55 ale right now doesn't actually mean anything. Move our termite nest over. How are we doing on fuel? We've got plenty of fuel. In order to complete this chain, we need flour. So we need a building that lets us make flour. Yeah. We'll go ahead and have you guys stop making planks, because we're going to make those at the lumber mill instead for, let's say, 30 of them. Scrolls are also nice. We'll make as many of those as we can. What is this? Water Strider Molt. Oh, interesting. This is also new. So a harvester camp will allow me to gather leather and potentially some meat off of those. Those are terrifying looking. Definitely glad it's just molt and not an actual thing. Okay, how do we want to spend this storm? I don't have the herbalist camp yet, but I can make a harvester camp. So terrifying. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna come over here.
Pelula.
Break that open. Things are a little bit rough at the moment, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. So we're going to keep an eye on our wood production, or our wood reserves. But this should be enough to get us through the storm. God, I bet watching them harvest this is just as bad. Yeah, that's just gross. We're not doing a whole lot of harvesting and planting, so I think rooty ground's going to be fine. That way we don't have to worry about wood. We've got everything we need here. Let's go ahead and kick up the cloth and brick production to 20. But we need to start making some headway because our impatience is going up. We've got lots of crystallized dew, so I can sell for 15. Pull in some more folks. We got 3 more foxes we need. Small fishing hut will not work on that one. Speaking of which, how is the fishing hut doing over here?
Pelula.
Like, I guess we can start making some packs now. Which I would make where? In the brewery? In the brewery. Because we got plenty of booze at this point, so we'll start making some packs of crops. If we want to make porridge, we are going to need some way of getting rainwater, but it looks like we don't have any of those either. Notice that I'm not too concerned about the blight rot because I have no way of that being a problem. That'll come later. I kind of want to wait until I have more sea marrow because this is an awful lot of money. Are you out? You're out.
Pelula. Akiala.
Go ahead and rebuild there. I'd say we're doing just fine. We probably should, however, while we have the chance, get back to harvesting wood. With all the stuff you have to keep in mind at once in this game, it's very easy to forget things. If that happens to you, don't get too down on yourself about it. It happens all the time. I'm just going to go ahead and sell these. It looks like we're burning it, so... A monastery would be nice. I also need something that makes flour, if at all possible. We may need to go ahead and expand. We can make boots. Okay.
Yeah. Loshani.
Don't really need those tools. We're not really using them very much.
Hello.
We've got plenty of money. So what do we want to do with it? We can get our flower game kick-started with some expenditure there. And if we're going to do that, we may as well pick up the herbs we need as well. That way we can start making our biscuits. And our pies. And the thing I haven't been doing, because again, lots to keep track of, the archaeologist's office will tell me where the first archaeological dig is, and it's right there. So we're going to get over here and get started on that. This storm's going to be a little bit rough, I think. But one of the things that you learn early on, especially once you start going up into prestige, is that losing villagers is not the end of the world. In fact, it's often inevitable. Go ahead and drop our Forsaken Altar because we're coming up on that first dot. Okay, so coats would be nice. Leisure, the market would probably be the best though, because we're making a ton of ale and we need to be able to, drink that ale. So we'll go ahead and put a market down. They have to be worth 9 each, so that's fine. Another thing that would be useful would be the big herbalist garden. Yeah, this one's going to be rough. We do also... Wow, do we need more housing. New houses right by the bugs. All good. There we go. Big yikes. That's on me for not building those houses. Again, the storm goes pretty fast at this level, so I'm not too worried about it. I've got so much booze, I'm just going to go ahead and sell all that I can. And those are 2 that are worth more than 9, so that's what I'm looking for. All trade routes are faster by 40%. We're going to do that. Don't really need the extra people right now. But after that storm, we're definitely going to need... more fuel. So usually when I have two woodcutter camps, one of them is used to go into glades, and one of them is close to one of my warehouses to get wood as much as possible, as quickly as possible. It's a nice little space here for a small hearth. And eventually we're going to cut into this forbidden glade. Still not sure what to do with these folks. I'm just going to let them cool their heels for a while.
Caluera.
Wow, those things harvest fast. Go ahead and pick up these reeds. Resolve should start going up pretty soon because of the booze and the boots. Selling everything that I can. Fish coats and skewers, yes please. There we go, okay. Trade hub is starting to pay off. We've got our first Forsaken Altar, so when the storm hits, we'll see what we've got. It's worth at least 9, right? Right. Okay, so I want to start excavating. Because these things give huge bonuses when they are fully excavated. We'll start hollowing out this area here as we make our way towards the Forbidden Glade. We need one more fox, and then we can push their resolve. Rain mill is exactly what we need. Now, to be clear, buildings do not have to be aesthetic. They don't even have to make sense. You can put buildings right next to each other. You don't need to use paths at all. The villagers can walk right through buildings, it would seem. So no big deal there. We're making plenty of money. We've got plenty of fuel. Alright, what do we got? We've got Stormforged Smuggler. Choose 2 blueprints from all unlocked blueprints. That's pretty ridiculously good. But I don't have enough resources to buy them. You see how I don't have enough Citadel resources? I only have 23, so none of these are actually available to me right now. So unfortunately, That's one thing to bear in mind. Last order. Probably not going to bother with that one. It was a monastery we needed, right? Right. So we'll go ahead, pick up the monastery. We'll set it by our new little hub here.
Hamida. Hamida. Ah. Yeah.
Nothing really interesting here. I'm going to re-roll. Survivor bonding is always useful. Complex food grants one less resolve point, but I am doing a lot of trading, and reducing hostility is nice. So I think we're going to go with protected trade. We've got one more big bug here to harvest. And we're going to excavate again. And in fact, while we're at it, where's the next one? Right in there. So we should start making our way. That's not my finest work, but it's fine. Trapper camp, manufactory. None of these are super useful to me. Fortunately, I've got plenty of cash. I guess we'll go with the brickyard. It's not super useful, but it's what I got. Wow, the brickyard's new. Look at that. That is so cool looking. That is a new shape for that building. Go ahead and stop making bricks. And then last one, this is going to get us 2 points, a blueprint, and a global resolve boost. Which again is why when you're doing the when you're doing this particular biome, you really want to go for those archaeological spots. Go ahead and send you guys onto the Citadel. So that'll get religion and more leisure going. And we have enough foxes now to where, if I'm quick, I might be able to hit that fox population before we hit the storm. Got it. Okay, packs of trade goods would probably be a good plan here. I don't normally make them, but... I need 25. So we're actually going to put this up to 25. Hopefully get that one done pretty soon. How's this going? 1 minute left. We have so much wood right now. Sother is one of my favorites. We're definitely going to go ahead and grab spiced ale since we have so many people drinking so much booze. And since we've got plenty of cash, we may as well buy the things that are going to make us happy. We've also got 2 buildings available. Gonna grab the provisioner to make barrels, which will help us make more ale. No, not what I meant. We'll get the full-size fishing hut and the cookhouse. But we already have a fishing hut, right? Yeah, now we can go ahead, jump over here. Start fishing out here. Given just how much resolve I've got, I should be able to go ahead and continue this. And in fact, if I have the tools, I'm going to go ahead and make another small warehouse over there. Bakery is faster. 10 jerky for every 10 pie is great. And yeah, we should be home free at this point because our resolve is off the charts. As you can see, anything that gives you +1 wood production is insane. It's insanely good. You'll end up getting just so much wood that you won't know what to do with it. Yes, I recognize how that sounds. Shut up. Drop a tavern out here. We've got our next archaeological dig.
Verdula. Hermati.
We'll go ahead and bury the entrance. We're almost there, and our impatience is down to nothing. Pretty sure we've got this on lock. That's going to give us 0.75. Yeah, we're right there. Forager camp doesn't really have anything. Yikes. A lot of people died from Eerie Song, but that dropped us back down below 5, so no big deal. Okay, so we'll buy all the rocks we need. And once that's done, then we are out of here. So I'm not going to bother with any of this. I'm not going to bother with the trade routes, because just as soon as this dig is done, we will be out of here. So what do I think about fishing so far? I mean, it's just another resource. I was kind of hoping for a little mini game. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just another camp, and that's fine. Can't wait to see the new frog people. But for now, this has been Prestige 1. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I'll see you in the next one. And we're just going to chill out until this finishes up. Okay. Got up to level 10. Gives us some new upgrades, a new trader, some new building blueprints, a couple more cornerstones. And before we go for the day... Oh good, our next one is going to be a seal mission, which is nice. But for now, we're going to head over to the Smoldering City. Win a game in Scarlet Orchard on Viceroy or higher. Win a game on Prestige 1 for some XP. Win a game with the Scorpion Skeleton. Win a game with the Serpent Skeleton. All good stuff. Not a whole lot of options, because we don't have any of the other things. We just have the food stores. In fact, I don't think there's anything else we can actually pick up here. Okay. That'll be that, and in the next video, we're going to go ahead and jump into this sealed forest for our second seal of this series. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I'll see you then.